Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Ooh.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start part 2 of this July 25th game day, the second last game day in the Car Demolition League's regular season. The Atlanta Avengers on the road, playing for pride in July. They know they can't make the playoffs, but they would love to get a huge upset today. Can they do it? Won't be easy. They're taking on the Buffalo Warriors, who have already clinched a playoff spot. They are going to go into the 2013 playoffs as the number 5 seed. Don't know who their opponent's going to be yet, but nonetheless, they look for a win here today as they look to finish the season and head into the playoffs with some momentum. Let's find out what happens here. Starting off part 2, Atlanta Avengers, Buffalo Warriors on CDL Live.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game, the Atlanta Avengers on the road playing for pride in July to take on the Buffalo Warriors. The Warriors, of course, already got a playoff spot clinch and looking to finish the season strong. Of course, the spot where they're at is pretty safe. They are going to be the 5 seed going into the playoffs, and their first round opponent will either be Bradford or Pittsburgh, depending on who wins that division. By the way, Bradford only 2 points behind the Destroyers for first place in the Northern Division, and they play against each other today. So that's our main event, by the way. So be ready for that one when it comes up. But this is the team, 5th seed. It's going to play one of them in the first round of playoffs. But today they got the Atlanta Avengers, who are looking for what would be just a huge upset. They come out with Red Silhouette, followed by Black Spider, or Black Marinello. Get names mixed up. Black Marinello is second for the Atlanta Avengers. Clown at the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Yellow Cobra. To the home side of the field, I can't forget this team, Buffalo Warrior. Tyrell will start things off first, followed by Blue Dragon, What at the captain spot, and Blue BMW takes 5-point gainer. Just stars on that team that are just able to get the job done in any game. They've proven it all year, but look at this. Tyrell is down. 5-0 Atlanta. Blue Dragon's down. 10-0 Atlanta. Red Silhouette on a roll and now up against what? How is this happening? But, oh, it will not. And in a shutout, what keeps the Warriors alive in this game? Black Marinello now out, and they both go down. Both him and what? And now Blue BMW trying to keep this game alive against Clown. And he can't do it. The Atlanta Avengers get the win. 15-10, the final. What a huge upset. The Atlanta Avengers have gotten the win over the Buffalo Warriors. Huge upset. Avengers getting the job done. They may not make the playoffs, but this one has to feel like a playoff when they just beat the Buffalo Warriors. Wow. Huge upset. You can deep fry me a Twinkie now because you know what? I'm just done. Wow. Dallas Stars, San Jose Storm. Coming up next on CDL Live.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, time for our next game here on CDL Live. The San Jose Storm. Every game for them right now is like a playoff game. They are currently sitting 3 points behind the Phoenix Firebirds for 8th seed in the Western Conference. And of course, they know Phoenix has to play number 1 seed Los Angeles later today in the game day. So a huge game for them. They look to get a win against an opponent that they should beat, the Dallas Stars. The Stars looking to get a win for pride's sake here on the road and play spoiler for the San Jose Storm, as any loss could be a loss that knocks them out of the playoff race. Stars, Storm, next on CDL Live. Let's get you down to the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game about to take place. It's a big one here in the Western Conference, at least for one of these two teams. the Dallas Stars. They are playing for pride in July. This will be the team that it's not really too important for. They just want to try to play spoiler here. They are on the road to take on the San Jose Storm, who are currently tied for 8th place right now in the Western Conference with the Phoenix Firebirds. Of course, they both have 81 points, but Phoenix owns the tiebreaker right now. If San Jose takes a loss in this game, they'll automatically clinch a playoff spot for Portland at least. Not for Phoenix. Phoenix, they would, of course, they play later against the Los Angeles Blaze, and pretty much if San Jose loses and Phoenix wins later, then Phoenix will clinch a playoff spot and San Jose will be eliminated. The Storm don't intend to leave it to that chance, but the Portland Panthers, they also play later. They actually got a game against, let me see here, home against the New Orleans Gladiators. So New Orleans ain't an easy team to beat, so in a way they're hoping San Jose loses to take some of the weight off of their shoulders. But the Storm, intent on winning here. Let's see what happens. Formulator will start out for the Dallas Stars, followed by Red Tab. McLaren at the captain spot, and at 5-point gainer will be Custom Vet. To the home side of the field, now the San Jose Storm. Sees every game's been like a playoff game for them. Wasp will come out first, following his... Man, he had a 3-0 sweep of the whole front line of the Los Angeles Blades in his last game, so they're seeing that the fire's still hot there. Wasp will start off first, followed by Phantom. At the captain spot will be 48 Hours, and at 5-point gainer will be split in two. So here we go. Wasp up against Formulator, and it's going to be 5-0. San Jose in the lead. Out comes Red Tail. Red Tail and Wasp, they both go down. 10-5 San Jose. Leaving McLaren and Phantom to come out here now. 10-5 Storm in the lead. They both go down. Storm one flip away like they just were, but they are now one flip away from really keeping playoff hopes alive and from getting 3 points ahead of the Phoenix Firebirds for the moment. 48 Hours. Custom Vet. And this game is over. 15-10 the final. The San Jose Storm have the win over the Dallas Stars. The Stars, a team that have been known for upsetting better teams than them, like, for example, Pittsburgh. Dallas actually beat them. They fall short today. 15-10 the final. The San Jose Storm, keeping their hopes of making the playoffs very much alive indeed. Stay tuned, though. A lot more action to come here on CDL Live. Chicago Wind Attack, Indianapolis Reapers. It's next. Stay tuned.
All right, the Chicago Wind Attack on the road against the Indianapolis Reapers. It's our next game on CDL Live, a Central Division battle about to take place, a rivalry, really. Indy and Chicago. The Reapers playing for pride's sake, looking to get a win on home turf here. The Chicago Wind Attack on the road. They come into this game as back-to-back-to-back and newly crowned Central Division champions of the Western Conference. Anyway, but the Wind Attack, you remember their early years, how far they have come, but nonetheless, see what happens in this game right here. Wind Attack Reapers next on CDL Live. Should be a good one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game, a Central Division showdown between the Chicago Wind Attack and the Indianapolis Reapers. The Reapers playing for pride in July, no chance of making the playoffs, looking for a huge upset win over their division rivals, the Chicago Wind Attack, who are for the third straight year Central Division champions. They've got that clinched in the bag and whatnot, and they are going to be heading into the playoffs as the number 2 seed. That much is known for a fact. But nonetheless, good rivalry game. Let's see what happens. Chicago starts things off with Glitter, followed by R. Inferno at the captain spot, and at 5-point gainer will be Racer X. To the home side of the field, the Indianapolis Reapers come out with Candy, followed by Green Enzo. at the captain spot. He was sitting backwards there, but it's Gold Z28, and that 5-point gainer is Speed Shot. So here we go, Candy and Glitter. Gonna start things off. I'll have to go at it again. No flips as of yet. Candy hanging in there against the heavy-hitting Glitter. Glitter just a smash mouth car, and he gets the flip on Candy. 5-0 Chicago. Enzo, well, Green Enzo comes out there, and he'll tie with Glitter, but still, Chicago has the lead, 10-5. Gold Z28 up against Star, trying to keep Indianapolis in this game. They'll switch sides here. Good battle on our hands. Two defensive cars going at it. Gold Z28 and R. Two of the best defensive cars in this league. And they'll cross pass here. No flip. And now there is a flip, and that will end the game. R takes down Gold Z28 in the Chicago Wind Attack. Have a 15-5 win over the Indianapolis Reapers. Hope you enjoyed that game, everybody, and there's more to come here on CDL Live. Puerto Rico Playas, Hartford Homies, looking like it's going to be a first-round playoff series come July 31st when the playoffs kick off here in 2013. And it's not Soldiers Cup. It would be the Crash Bowl playoffs. Anyway, yeah, you get the drift. Puerto Rico Playas, Hartford Homies. It's Alex Johnson versus Tim Geyser next on CDL Live.
All right, our next game coming up, quite possibly, actually for certain, it's going to be the first round matchup in the playoffs. Number 3 seeded Puerto Rico Playas on the road to take on the number 6 seeded Hartford Homies. Both of these teams, pretty much they know it already. They are going to be playing each other in the first round of the 2013 playoffs. Both of them looking to send each other a message here in this game today. Playas, Homies. Huge game coming up next on CDL Live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. It is going to be a great matchup here, at least it should be. And as of right now, it looks like a first-round playoff matchup. The Puerto Rico Players, currently the number 3 seed in the East, and the Hartford Homies, the number 6 seed in the East right now. So, yeah, this could be first round of the playoffs. See what happens here. Puerto Rico sends out Blue Star to start things off for them, followed by Cove Light. Far Future takes the captain spot, and that 5-point gainer will be Kid Custom Jr. To the home side of the field, Hartford Homies start off with Gray Ghost, followed by Gold Dust. At the captain spot will be Hammer, and Gold Dragster will take 5-point gainer position for the Hartford Homies. Alex Johnson here, up against Tim Geyser's team. Both these teams got a little something to prove before the playoffs, and there's interference called. Still scoreless. We'll go at it again, and Gray Ghost taking flying lessons so far, and it's going to be 5-0 Puerto Rico. Blue Star now out against Gold Dust, 10-0 Puerto Rico. Trying to bounce back from that divisional loss they had, and they do.
I wanted to get it to, at least to get the Cold
15-0. 15-0. The Puerto Rico Playas
Well, now I know.
send the Hartford Homies a message right there. Hey, the playoffs are coming soon, and we are coming for you. So, with that being said, 15-0, Homies, a shutout loss to the Puerto Rico Playas. Coming up next, Nashville Nighthawks, Minnesota Maniacs on CDL Live.
Well, what else can I say? Central Division rivalries are always fun to watch. This one no different. The Nashville Nighthawks on the road take on the Minnesota Maniacs. Minnesota Maniacs in a battle right now with the San Diego Lightning. They know Minnesota and San Diego, they know they're going to face each other in the first round, but both of them are battling for who's going to have home field advantage in that series. Minnesota looking to get a win to help their chances at that here today against division rivals, the Nashville Nighthawks. The Nighthawks looking for a win just for pride's sake here in July. In the last 2 game days, they know they won't be making the playoffs themselves. Kind of a scary situation for Nashville. I mean, they were strong back in 2011, 2010, and they missed the playoffs now for the past 2 years. Well, this year and last year. But nonetheless, they look for a win against the Maniacs here today. Can they get it done? Let's find out. Nighthawks, Maniacs, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game about to be underway. A central.
I said Diablo and Spinebuster.
Oh, you said Diablo and Spinebuster? Switch.
Yeah, that's what
All right. Well, now that the lines are set, it's Alex's brother's team. Has rights from his brother to take care of him. Garen Malazzo's team, the Minnesota Maniacs, home against the Nashville Nighthawks here in a Central Division battle. Nashville playing for pride in July, looking to just get a win over their rivals here. The Minnesota Maniacs were passed by the San Diego Lightning, who picked up a win today to take the 4th seed back. They're only ahead by 1 point. So, a tie or a win puts Minnesota back in the 4th spot. So, let's find out what's going to happen. First, the lineups. Black Testarossa will start things off for the Nashville Nighthawks, followed by Orange Chevelle. Extinguish at the captain spot and at 5-point gainer will be Chevrolator. To the home side of the field here. Diablo 2 will start things off for the Minnesota Maniacs, followed by Green 7. At the captain spot is Black Spinebuster, and at 5-point gainer will be Sidedraft. So here we go, Diablo 2 out there against Black Testarossa. It's going to be 5-0. Maniacs in the lead. Out comes Orange Chevelle, a defensive expert in this game here. And oh, a piece, that side door goes flying off of Diablo 2. Game continues as we clear the field off there. These two going at it. Heavy hits going on. There's a huge collision there. Orange Chevelle taking off that driver's side door. And that was a clean collision. They'll switch sides here. 5-0 the score. Minnesota in the lead. Orange Chevelle trying to tie this game up. And he does. 5-5. Out comes Green 7 now. Taking on Orange Chevelle here. Ooh, almost got flipped there, but the defensive expert showing why he's so good there. But on the third time around, he will go down. 10-5. Minnesota gets the lead back, and here comes Extinguish. And he'll get put down. 15-5 the final. The Minnesota Maniacs have the win, and they take back the 4th seed.
I was saving Spinebuster for Extinguish
In the Western Conference. Hey, it's a good lineup, but either way, I mean, Minnesota just has a strong team all the way around, and they showed that here today. Beat
my brother's going.
You know, it's just amazing. The thing, Nashville, one of the best defensive lines you could have in this league, and not even going to make the playoffs, and they lose here today. 15-5 against a strong Minnesota team. Minnesota passes San Diego back for that 4th spot.
As long as they win the next game day, they'll have it.
Yep. Well, let me just set up this next one. Carolina Wildcats. Philadelphia Demons. Up next on CDL Live. The Demons got everything clinched for a #1 seed throughout the playoffs. Basically, the road to Crash Bowl 17 goes through the Philadelphia Demons. Their opponents, the Carolina Wildcats. A loss, and they are out. And that's the situation that we got coming up next on CDL Live. Stay tuned.
All right, our next game is a huge one. It's going to be the Carolina Wildcats on the road take on the Philadelphia Demons. Carolina, the only team that's not in the playoff spot in the Eastern Conference that has a chance to grab a playoff spot. They are currently the 9th seed, sitting 4 points out. Much in need of a win, but definitely they know a loss will end their playoff hopes here today, so looking to get any points they can get and definitely looking for the W. Not easy to do when you're taking on a team that is already clinched best record in the league, as you can see, 44-3-1. That's 44 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie for the Philadelphia Demons, and they have not lost a game since May 16th. Can the Wildcats pull off a huge upset? Let's find out. Carolina Wildcats, Philadelphia Demons, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game about to take place. The Carolina Wildcats on the road take on the Philadelphia Demons. The Demons, the #1 seed in the league. They got that clinch. The Cobb Award is all theirs. The Carolina Wildcats, though, they're trying to make the playoffs, and as of right now, they need a win here today. Let's just put it that way. They need a win here today. currently sitting 4 points behind the Cleveland Wolves. They basically need a win, and they need a Cleveland Wolves loss as well, pretty much, to get in. So, let's find out what happens. Carolina Wildcats, Philadelphia Demons. Starting off for the Wildcats here on the road side of the field is Mustang 1, followed by Red 23. Rocket Oil at the captain spot, and at 5-point gainer will be Yellow Ferrari GT. To the home side of the field, the Philadelphia Demons start things off with Silver Demon, followed by Silver Melina. At the captain spot will be Pink Indy, and at 5-point gainer is going to be Sonic Boom. There we go, Silver Demon and Mustang 1. Game on, 5-0 Carolina. Silver Demon goes down. But Silver Melina comes out.
Yeah, unreliable.
Silver Melina comes out and saves Silver Demon's mistake there. And nonetheless, we got a tie game, 5-5. Red 23. Unreliable could be a nickname of his. But he goes down right there. Red 23 gives Carolina the 10-5 lead. Now comes Pink Indy, who will tie this game up at 10 apiece.
Holy shit.
Pink, Indy, and Rocket Oil. Carolina fighting with all their might here. Barely
Need them new tires.
It's going to be called no collision there. Minimal collision. And Rocket Oil gets the flip on Pink Indy. Those tires have come back to haunt them.
Will they finally move one?
And now Sonic Boom, I don't know how many, I think it's at 28 or 29 now? That 29? Philadelphia's 29-game winning streak on the line here.
Between 27 and 29.
It's in between 27 and 29. Yeah, I can't remember, man, but they just been. But Rocket Oil, a chance to keep Carolina alive for right now. If you can get the flip on Sonic Boom, he's trying to force overtime, and Sonic Boom will force OT.
That motherfucker, I hate that car.
Sonic Boom forces overtime here. And the Carolina Wildcats season, as of right now, depends on this collision right here. Well, on this matchup here in OT. Yellow Ferrari GT out there for the Carolina Wildcats.
Sonic Boom gets the flip.
Sonic Boom out there for the Philadelphia Demons. And Alex already predicting Sonic Boom will get the flip, but let's find out. No one goes down in the first collision. On the second try round, no one down. These two holding their own. Oh, they both got a little shaky there. And they both go down. This game will end in a tie. 15-15 the final. So Carolina gains 2 points, plus up to 81. And they believe it or not, they are still in the playoff race with that tie. Basically, right now with 81, they only sit 2 points behind Cleveland, but they need a Cleveland loss. Cleveland gets a win here. In the next game, their season is over. And the Wolves will be the ones clinching that 8th and final seed in the Eastern Conference. So, speaking of all that, now our next game. Cleveland Wolves, Green Bay Dragons. Next on CDL Live.
All right, so the way the situation has now played out, the Carolina Wildcats pick up a tie against the Philadelphia Demons. Now the Cleveland Wolves, they are that number 8 seed right now, but they are only ahead by 1 point over the Carolina Wildcats. Actually, 2 points, rather. They have 83. Carolina has 81. A tie or a win for the Wolves here right now will clinch them a playoff spot. Can they get it done against Northern Division rivals, the Green Bay Dragons? The Dragons on home turf, looking for what would be a huge upset, and they're looking to win just for pride's sake. They know that their playoff hopes are over with. Let's find out what's going to happen. Wolves, Dragons, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live, our next game. Another one crucial to the Eastern Conference playoff race. The Cleveland Wolves on the road to take on the Green Bay Dragons. Cleveland, all they need is an overtime loss or better to clinch a playoff spot. So they just need 1 point to clinch a playoff spot. And basically, overtime loss can do that. So a win is 3 points. You get where I'm going here. The most points Carolina can get is 84. And Cleveland currently has 83, but if worse came to worse, Cleveland would hold the tiebreaker over Carolina. The Green Bay Dragons looking to play spoiler right now on the home side of the field against their Northern Division rivals. Let's find out what's going to happen. The Wolves, a crucial game for them. Start things off with McD Green, followed by Stock 34. At the captain spot will be Aqua Ferrari, and at 5-point gainer will be Blue F50. To the home side of the field, the Green Bay Dragons start things off with Yellow FXX, followed by Blitzen. At the captain spot will be the 1, and at 5-point gainer will be Red Porsche. So here we go. We get this game underway. Yellow FXX and McD Green. It's going to be 5-0 Wolves. Now out comes Blitzen for the Dragons. 10-0 Wolves. One flip away from a shutout win. One flip away from a playoff spot. And McD Green out there against the 1. And they're both still up. And McD Green does it. The Cleveland Wolves get the shutout victory, and they are going to the playoffs in 2013. They clinched that number 8 seed. Carolina's hopes done for. The Wolves are going to the playoffs, and that means every team in the East is clinched. Every spot in the East is taken. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Puerto Rico, Bradford, Buffalo, Hartford, Washington, and now the Cleveland Wolves all going to the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. When we come back, another big game considering the Western Conference playoff picture. Phoenix Firebirds, Los Angeles Blades, next on CDL Live.
All right, our next game coming up. It's a huge one for at least one of these teams involved. The Blades, they're just looking, well, actually it is huge for them, just for Alex Johnson's case. He said that he wants to hit that 40-win mark this season. Not too many teams do that accomplishment. That's Alex Johnson's goal with the Blades. Now they only have 2 games left. They got 38 wins. Only 2 away from 40. There are only 2 games left. So the Blades need a win. Well, Alex Johnson definitely looking for a win here. But the Phoenix Firebirds, they are the team that needs it here. With the Storm winning earlier today, the Firebirds are now in the 9th seed on the outside of the playoff picture. And the Firebirds need a win to retie and take back 8th seed right here. So a huge game for the Firebirds. But can they do it on the road against the Los Angeles Blades? A possible first-round playoff series here about to take place. Firebirds, Blades, next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live. Our next game on tap, a very big one in the Western Conference playoff picture. The Phoenix Firebirds on the road take on the Los Angeles Blades. If Phoenix makes the playoffs at the 8th seed, well, basically, if the playoffs started without this game day being here, the Phoenix Firebirds be playing the LA Blades in the first round of the playoffs. That being said, crucial game for Phoenix since San Jose passed them for the 8th seed today. So, Phoenix looking to take back the lead for that 8th spot, get back ahead of San Jose with the win here. But, of course, the LA Blades, they're on the warpath. After losing Black Star for a game, he is back. In his absence, this team took a devastating 15-0 loss. Looking to come back here on home turf and get the W. Can they get it done? Let's find out. Enzo 2 will start things off for the Firebirds, followed by 40. At the captain spot will be Green Arrow, and at 5-point gainer, Red FXX. To the home side of the field, Black Star will lead things off for the Los Angeles Blades, followed by Dragon Jr. At the captain spot is going to be Grelina, and at 5-point gainer will be Red Spectite. Different look from Alex Johnson here, switching up Red Spectite and Dragon Jr., and sometimes he even puts Black Star deeper in the lineup, but his first game back after being missing for a game, interference call. Him and Enzo 2 go at it here, and it's going to be 5-0 Blades. Black Star is back now up against 40. 10-0 Blades. Black Star now faces the legend Green Arrow, and Green Arrow keeps the Phoenix Firebirds in the game.
I can respect that.
Green Arrow now up against Dragon Jr. Ooh, they'll switch sides here, go at it again, back to the original size, and Dragon Jr. gets the job done. 15-5 the final, the Los Angeles Blades.
Welcome, Metallica.
The Los Angeles Blades have the win over the Phoenix Firebirds, 15-5. Big loss for the Phoenix Firebirds as San Jose passes them.
And who do they face tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, this is where the Phoenix Firebirds have it really rough. I mean, the Demo Derby gods up above really cursed the Phoenix Firebirds this season. Their last two games against each conference's two top seeds. They lose here today on the road against LA, and it doesn't get any easier because tomorrow they'll be home against the Cobb Award-winning Philadelphia Demons. Basically, the team with the best record in the league right now. Going to be interesting to see. Of course, Philadelphia did take a tie today, so I wonder how they'll react in the game against Phoenix. In order for Phoenix to make the playoffs now, they need to get a win, and San Jose needs to take a straight-up loss. So that's what basically needs to happen. But nonetheless, we got a couple more games coming up. Next one, New Orleans Gladiators on the road playing for pride against the Portland Panthers, who with a win can clinch a playoff spot here in 2013. It's coming up next. Stay tuned to CDL Live.
All right, our next game coming up should be a good one. The Portland Panthers home against the New Orleans Gladiators. The Gladiators on the road now playing for pride for the rest of their season. Kind of a bummer for them after taking the Los Angeles Blades to a Game 7 in the first round of the playoffs last year. They know they're going to be at home watching it on YouTube this time. But the Portland Panthers, they have the 6th seed in the Western Conference right now. The Panthers trying to hang on to it. Can they do it here? They know St. Louis got that big W earlier to take the lead back for 6th place. Portland, with the win, can take 6th seed right back from them. Let's find out what's going to happen. Panthers, Gladiators next on CDL Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CDL Live, our next game on tap for you. The Portland Panthers home against the New Orleans Gladiators, and actually come to really think of it as I look at these stats, I know I said a win would get Portland in. Let's see. Phoenix currently at 81, can only make 84, so actually Portland is officially in. So, yeah, because San Jose just took over that 8th seed, but Portland still wants to keep up with St. Louis, who got to win and keep 6th seed for themselves and keep San Jose away from it as well. So, Portland still got something to defend here. The New Orleans Gladiators, on the other hand, they're playing for pride here in July, looking just to get a W against another tough team here. So let's find out what's going to happen for the New Orleans Gladiators. Yellow Corvette out first, followed by Tigre. At the captain spot will be Menace, and at 5-point gainer will be Laguerra for the New Orleans Gladiators. So home side of the field. Now, Lula, hope you are enjoying your vacation. But your team is playing here. The Portland Panthers starting things off with Blue Lamborghini, followed by Solar Reflex. At the captain spot will be Monty, and at 5-point gainer is Pro. So here we go, Blue Lamborghini and Yellow Corvette. And we are going to be tied to start things off. 5-5 the score. Now Tigre and Solar Reflex going at it. And Tigre gets the flip. 10-5 New Orleans in the lead.
That was surprising.
Monty now out there against Tigre, trying to tie this game up for the Panthers. Heavy hitter up against a heavily defensive player in Tigre. Neither car gone down yet. They're both going at it here. A good battle.
Ooh.
And Tigre took a flying lesson, stays up yet again. Oh, wow. Monty has him wobbling here. And Monty just so stable on that home side of the field, too. Tigre. Oh, interference call. He would have been down there. Monty trying to tie this one up, and Monty does tie it up. 10-10 the score, and here comes Menace up against Monty. They graze each other, switch sides. And Menace gets the flip on Monty. 15-10, Gladiators in the lead, looking for what would be an upset. Pro trying to force overtime. Not going to happen. The New Orleans Gladiators have the win. 15-10, they defeat the Portland Panthers. What else can be said about that? Well, kind of a big loss for the Portland Panthers because it shoots them down to 7th place in the conference. And also San Jose has a chance to catch up to them as well. If I don't know, right? I have to look at the number of wins, actually. Currently, Portland... Actually, now Portland's at least going to have the 7th seed, but they'll try to get that 6th seed in the last game day of the regular season coming up tomorrow. But that pretty much does it here for this game. 15-10 the final. New Orleans gets the win. Coming up next, our main event. Bradford Brawlers home against the Pittsburgh Destroyers. It's next on CDL Live. Stay tuned as soon as I hit the stop button.
All right, it's time for our main event here of our July 25th game day. The Bradford Brawlers home against the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Huge game for both teams involved here. The Destroyers currently sit 2 points ahead of the Bradford Brawlers for first place in the Northern Division. Both these teams looking to have a Northern Division title. With a win today, the Destroyers can clinch that division if they can beat the Brawlers. Of course, the defending world champs, they want a division title now. And a win today would get them 1 point ahead of the Destroyers going into the last game day of the regular season. Huge matchup. Let's see who can get the W. Pittsburgh Destroyers, Bradford Brawlers. The Battle of Western PA takes place now. Let's get you down to the field. Destroyers, Brawlers next.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event here on CDL Live. A huge game for both these teams involved, a Northern Division rivalry, a Western Pennsylvania rivalry, and the last two Crash Bowl champions, the 2011 Crash Bowl champions, the Pittsburgh Destroyers, on the road to take on the 2012 and defending Crash Bowl champions, the Bradford Brawlers. Pittsburgh only 2 points ahead of Bradford for the lead in the Northern Division. It could decide it. With a win here today, the Destroyers can clinch that Northern Division with a win.
What, Pittsburgh got the bye?
No, because last game day they're ahead by 2 points, so if they win and Bradford loses, they'll be ahead by 5 or 4, even if they won in OT. So Pittsburgh, with a win, can clinch the division, the Northern Division. The Bradford Brawlers, on the other hand, they are only 2 points behind, looking for a win today to take a 1 point lead into the last game day. A win in overtime would keep it tied going into the last game day. Basically, it's all neck and neck here. Pittsburgh Destroyers, Bradford Brawlers, both these teams trying to become the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Let's find out what's going to happen. Pittsburgh will start things off with Zebra, followed by Green Blaze. At the captain spot will be What Jr., and at 5 point gainer will be Paradox. To the home side of the field here. Green Indy will start things off for the Bradford Brawlers, followed by Spinebuster. Escalade takes the captain spot, and at 5 point gainer will be Dirty Red. So here we go. Green Indy starts things off against Zebra here. Game on. Bradford calls timeout. They try to fix the wheels on Green Indy a little bit. Not a lot of work being done. Just a little movement to bring them up forward some. And it looks like Green Indy's ready to go. And Will getting shoved back again, but not going to make a difference. It's going to be 5-0 the score. Bradford in the lead. And Green Blaze now out there against Green Indy. Interference call. They'll go back to their own side here. Another timeout called by Bradford.
One more. I saved that for Escalade too.
Yep. Interference. So, with that being said, these two keep on battling. Clean collision. Interference call there. And you see that front wheel being pushed back even more by Green Blaze here. So switch back sides again. Go at it again. Neither car going down. We got a battle on our hands, and now they both go down. Both Green Blaze and Green Indy take a fall. Spinebuster with the chance for the win. 10-5 the score. Bradford in the lead. What Junior trying to keep the Destroyers alive. 10-5 Brawlers in the lead. Both these cars going at it here. Ooh, What Junior almost went down, but rolls back up yet again. Rolls back up. Good battle on our hands here. What Junior yet again. Spinebuster has him on the defensive. Both these cars colliding hard, and Spinebuster will go down.
Oh, here we go.
10-10 the score. Bradford with one timeout left. Escalade out there with his weak wills up against What Junior. What Junior and Escalade going at it here. Interference. Score tied at 10. Ooh. What Junior almost going down again. Trying to hang in there, and he can't. Escalade brings him down.
Paradox is coming out.
The score now 15-10 Bradford, and here comes Paradox trying to force over to. Whoa! Back wheels come off, and Pittsburgh will call their first time out of the game.
I need some paper.
All right now. So
Oh,
here we
so
go.
hard he knocks his wheels out.
So there we go. That's the kind of power Escalade contains. As you saw right there, they'll go at it again. Interference call. Pittsburgh with two timeouts remaining.
Can't let Pittsburgh lose no two.
Oh, Bradford trying to get the win here that they need. Paradox trying to force this game into overtime.
Action he's seen.
Interference. And it won't be happening. No overtime today. The Bradford Brawlers have the win. 15-10 the final. And they take a 1-point lead in the Northern Division going into the last game day of the regular season tomorrow. And by the way, going to be a great matchup, that one right there. Because it'll be the Brawlers and the Blades. And
Tell me that's not the main event.
it is the main event. Brawlers, Blades, Los Angeles, Bradford. Could be a possible Crash Bowl preview before the playoffs start. But they'll go head-to-head in tomorrow's game day. Pittsburgh will be on the road against Seattle. So with Bradford only a 1-point lead, see what happens. That all being said, James Holst, Alex Johnson, we thank you for joining us here on CDL Live. We hope you enjoyed. As always, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned to CDL. Stop trying to touch me. Stop trying to touch me.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.